Under the Shadow
Yeah.
is out this week, which is a really, really terrific film, and I'm so excited about it. So, set in Iran, filmed in Jordan, made by a UK company in Farsi, has been put forward by BAFTA as the UK's foreign language film Oscar contender for the ceremony, which will be next year. Written and directed by Babak Anvari, who's Iran-born, now based in London. Story is a mother and daughter in an apartment in Tehran in 1988 with the Iran-Iraq war raging. She is feeling very isolated. She's not allowed to do her medical studies because of her previous outspoken politics. And so she's feeling trapped and isolated, even more so when her husband is called away. He's a doctor. He's called away for military service, military medical service. And the next thing that happens is that a missile, an unexploded missile, comes through the roof of their apartment that they live in. And her young daughter, Dorsa, starts to believe that somehow the missile has either been brought by or has brought with it malevolent jinn spirits. And the daughter starts to become convinced there are other people in the apartment with her. She is obsessed with her doll, Kimia, who she also feels is under threat from these spirits. And what the film does is a brilliant sort of suggestion initially that what's happening is all to do with our central character, with the mother projecting her own fears, her own frustrations, her own anxieties onto her traumatized daughter. So there are hints in terms of the missile through the roof, the unexploded missile, of Guillermo del Toro's The Devil's Backbone, also very much in the way in which this uses the sort of war and supernatural together to tell a fabulous but also very sort of realist story. There are senses for me of Dark Water, the Hideo Nakata Japanese movie, which is about maternal angst and maternal grief and also maternal sacrifice, a theme which comes through very strongly in this. There's a touch of the Babadook's sense of delusion that I was talking about before, how much of this is happening outside and how much of this is happening internally. At the beginning, the camera work is very sort of realist, handheld, loose and very naturalistic. And then it starts to become more angular, more expressionist as we move into what appears to be maybe a waking dream. There's also, obviously, you start thinking about films like Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which once again uses that kind of supernatural, socio-political, allegory, puts the two things together to make something completely different. However, the genius of this film is, firstly, I think, for all those things that it draws on, and I think it draws on many of them knowingly, also Repulsion, Roman Polanski has been cited by the director as being important, but it's very distinctly its own film with its own characters and its own story and its own atmosphere. It has a superb soundtrack, which does an awful lot of the heavy lifting in terms of creating the atmosphere of eeriness, the atmosphere of dread. But also, it's a film which understands the necessity for quiet and for silence so that you do really hear the background noises properly. It's a film that knows how to make us scared and knows how to make us jump. And I am so often complaining that horror movies aren't scary. And believe me, there are moments in this that were properly scary. I mean, it's not above shouting boo at its audience, but there are also things in it that, when you see something that's genuinely creepy and you get that lovely shiver, that real sort of almost like the flesh is trying to crawl off your body, and it's something to do with eeriness and the uncanny. It's a film that knows how to make us scared, knows how to make us jump, but more importantly, knows how to make us care, knows how to make us feel, knows how to make us engage with these characters. You can read it as a feminist story about a woman trapped within society and circumstance. You can read it as a film about maternal anxiety. You can read it as a full-on fright fest. And the real brilliance of it is it works on all those levels. I was just knocked out by it. I think it's a really, really impressive piece of work, and I would encourage everybody to go and see it. It's called Under the Shadow.
Is it going to be difficult to find?
No, I looked it up, and it's playing in most of the major cities at the moment. I imagine, therefore, that if it does well, it will find its way into other places. You may need to go to a major city to go and see it, but there is a website you can go on. You can click on the link. In fact, we'll tweet the link as to where you can see it. Really worth seeing.
Okay, you can follow us at Wittertainment if you do the Twitter thing.